But seriously, I've been asking a lot of the questions. How about you say some of the things you think are most important today to the audience out there nationwide listening?
Well, you know, one of the things that frustrates me as a leader in law enforcement, a democracy's health starts with good government systems in terms of cops doing the right thing for the right reasons. And a lot of folks will tell me 7 months ago this happened. Well, it doesn't do us any good if you don't have the details. If we fall short, we'd like to know about it. We'd like to know the facts, and the sooner the better, so we can correct behavior. You cannot correct behavior that you're not made aware of, one. And two, when crimes occur, please report it. There's some folks that they don't want to trust the police, so they don't even bother reporting crimes. And, you know, we can't go after the bad guys if we don't know that the crime occurred in the first place. So, you know, I believe in engagement. That's why from day one, I've been coming here to engage you and the community you serve. And quite frankly, as you know, we sometimes have more in common in terms of what our thoughts are than we don't. But we want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. The only way we can do that is through mutual respect and through engagement and through brutal honesty.
What about the federalization of police? Because we all know that's going on, the federal funding, the threat fusion centers, the NSA. What's your view on the federal government? Is it out of control with the NSA?
Well, you know, I don't know if they're out of control. I think that because of what happened with the young man that's now in Russia.
Snowden?
Yes, Mr. Snowden, that some changes have been made. But I can tell you this, that the partners that we work with, they are very respectful of the Constitution. They know that in the Austin Police Department, we are committed to constitutional policing, and we are committed to respect the rights of the citizens that we serve, because our power really does come from the people that we serve.
But you guys do data mine what's open source, which is legal and lawful. Can you repeat to me what you said earlier out there, how you're concerned for me?
You know, if you get any threat, we may pick up on that, and because
you were saying you guys see the threats I get?
There's some associations out there, and so you kind of worry about, you know, threats against members of your community and against institutions in your community. And so what people don't understand is speech.
But really, because I'm aware of the threats, but you guys, you're actually aware of all the death threats I get? I mean, the public ones?
We do become aware of some of them, and we make sure that there's nothing to it. Because, you know, the bottom line is this. We all have a First Amendment right, but we don't have the right to make terroristic threats to people, to say you're going to kill them, that you're going to blow them up.
One time I got a call from the feds, actually, saying about 6 years ago that somebody was coming to shoot me at an event. And sure enough, the guy showed up. And sure enough, they drug him out, and he had a bunch of guns in his car and was planning, but he never got in trouble, though.
Well, let me just say this, that we are not interested in your political ideology. We're not interested in your beliefs. But when you start making threats to harm somebody, to kill somebody, to commit what's clearly a crime, we will always take that seriously, and we will always.
Well, that's illegal, isn't it? A call to action for violence?
Well, if you're threatening to commit a crime, absolutely, it can be a problem.
Yeah, because if you say, I'm so mad at Bob, I could kill him, but then you're not serious.
Right.
But if you start making plans to kill Bob.
Or if you're going to say, you know what, I hate Bob, he's a piece of work, and I'm going to go kill him, that's not protected speech, because it doesn't mean that you can't say it, but it may result in an investigation.
I have the article here out of the Current. Police officer charged with sexually assaulting police explorer. I guess somebody went on a ride-along, a 17-year-old cadet. Is that the kind of cases you're talking about that you're glad Austin doesn't have?
You know, again, you know, that analogy, probably shouldn't have used it, but the frustration for me is that sometimes what passes for controversy in Austin, all we simply did was a woman ran past the cop who's standing there going, hey, stop, police, ran at him and past him and yelled, stop. The other officer sees it, runs after her, is yelling police, is right by her, is looking at her, stop, police, finally grabs her arm. When she takes off her earbuds, I don't give an F who you are, get your hands off of me. And then she looks like she's going to run again. Make a long story short, refused to say her name. All they wanted to do is write a ticket or a warning and move on with their day, and just lost it. We cannot, you don't get to opt out of a ticket.
I know, but I think the police are getting the blowback of the overall anger at the system and the political corruption at the top.
You know, what's really interesting is that when you look at the tweets and everything else, and then you follow, You know, I've gotten some threats myself because of this incident where people don't even have the facts. All they have is a video of a young lady sitting down on a sidewalk screaming. And somehow it's all the police's fault. They have no idea of how we got to that point. And so the threats that we've been getting and the anger you see who these people are, they're angry at the government, they're angry at everything else. But what I tell my officers is that we are operating at a time when mistrust of government is a historical high. So you have to be aware of that, and you have to be really good, really fair, and make sure that you're policing in a constitutionally lawful manner, because it's a very angry backdrop right now.
Well, that's why we are now deprogramming you and your love affair with Mayor Bloomberg and Mayors Against Gun Violence. I am giving you a extra large Molon Labe InfoWars Spartan shirt. Yep. And tell me, police chief, this is made in America. Feel that fabric. Available at InfoWarsStore.com. That's how we fund our operation. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's very nice, very soft.
Okay, you promise you're going to wear that?
Yeah, when you take me to 50 caliber shooting it, you keep a promise.
That's going to happen.
Does it include lunch, though?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you want for lunch?
Well, some of the superfood and everything else you got here.
All right, we're going to do it. Okay, well, let's talk about it. We're giving you Fluoride Shield. It's kind of like you come to the Price is Right. Survival Shield, Super Male Vitality, and made by Navy SEALs. 1776 worldwide 50 caliber bottle breacher.
That's pretty cool.
In fact, give this to your deputy chief. There's another one inside there.
That's pretty cool.
All sorts of Liberty trinkets.
Listen, Alex, we appreciate you always bringing us in here. You don't have to agree to disagree. And I think one of the things that we need to work on as a society is that sometimes people may have the right, they may be right on an issue, but because they're screaming about the issue, the way that they're expressing themselves ends up people just hear noise instead of fact.
Well, sure. I mean, I never came at this with some plan, and I did used to yell and scream a lot more than I do now. And I have noticed it's actually more effective to be calm.
Yeah,
with the information a lot of the time.
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.
The globalists have controlled the mainstream media for a long time, but now they're expanding and making the weaponization even more vicious and deceptive. All the major networks are state-run.
We are partnering this year with the NFL.
The NFL has become a political weapon against the Second Amendment and pushes Obamacare. MSNBC tells us that our children belong to the state.
We have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
The brainwashing media machine has been turned up on high, and it's time for humanity to double down on the true people's media and strike back against the tyrants that are destroying our civilization with their lies and fraud. We are the resistance. You are the resistance. You are the info war. It is more important than ever to realize that we are not the alternative media. We are the true media. The establishment dinosaur press is dying.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
Join us at InfoWarsNews.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Members can share their memberships with up to 11 people. By subscribing, you will literally be buying war bonds in the info war to expand our operation in the face of the tyrants. Join us at PrisonPlanet.tv. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.